Been invited down to Management Country Club by Grant de Rose, and we're going to shoot down and see what the dams have to offer in regard to a bass and a carp. We've been given special permission to operate during the hours outside of the norm, but it is a registered tour club and certain times in the working day. So just keep that in mind if you are going to be on the estate. It is a members only and a resident's right to be able to fish, and golfers have right of way, so don't get in their way.
My name's Grant de Rose. I'm the General Manager of Management Country Club, and I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome FreeSpool to the estate. Amongst many of the amenities that we have to offer on the estate, one of them is fishing. We have a fully fledged fishing club that is headed up by Ron Duckworth, and a number of dams offer some great fishing opportunities for the residents. Bass, carp, some tilapia. We had a fishing competition a couple of weekends ago, which was very well supported down at our Pani Dam, and some decent fish were taken out of the water. Melville Vogel, one of our members, in fact vice chairman, pulled out a nice 5-kilogram carp, which won the day. I did grow up here as a kid in the early 80s, and I've seen this club transform over the years into what it is today. And it's a wonderful establishment with many amenities, as I alluded to before. Various function rooms of different sizes that cater for people's needs. Just some history on the club. It was originally built in 1935 by some employees of Tonga Hewlett Sugar, and they found that it was a little far to drive into Durban to go and play golf, so they built an 9-hole golf course, and it was designed by Sid Bruce, evidently, and it grew from there. Later on it saw its change into an 18-hole course, and more recently it was redesigned by Yuba Aki, and it is today an 18-hole championship Parklands course. We've got a number of impala on the estate. The bird life here is phenomenal as well. Pelicans often take residents in the dams as well. There's a good group of them, and in fact there's a couple of bushbuck which come out on the odd occasion during the day. All right, exciting times ahead of us here at Mount Edgecombe. We are hosting the Nelson Mandela Championship in mid-December from the 12th to the 15th, and we're really excited. There's a healthy buzz, as there always is in this club. It doesn't really sleep, and yeah, we're looking forward to hosting some European and international players, and time will tell as far as the field is concerned and the caliber, but we understand that it's going to be pretty strong. Hayden from FreeSpool and I got a little challenge on the go. It's going to start off with a couple of holes of golf. He's challenged me and I'm up for it. It's a bit windy outside, but we're going to take it on regardless, and we're going to follow that up with a line in the water. In the near future, FreeSpool are looking to host a double header here at Mount Edgecombe with the 4-Ball Alliance and some fishing thereafter. So we look forward to hosting them on that day.
It's been a great morning out on course 1, back in the Eagles Terrace Bar up at Management Country Club, and it's actually where it all happened. I got chatting to Ron Duckworth, who's the chairman of the Angling Association of Mount Edgecombe, a few weeks back. And we got chatting about the show and FreeSpool and where it went, and he invited us and suggested I get in touch with the GM at the club and see if we can get permissions to film on the estate and highlight their bass and their carp fishing. The club here, there's 100 members at the moment, so I was fortunate enough to sneak one of the memberships at the time. So having youngsters that are passionate fishermen, it's been a great asset to be able to walk out your front door, take your lighty and catch a bass, or ideally for carp. That said, my son doesn't believe that any bass because we haven't much success as to date. We got chatting with Ron further down the line, and it came up, and it turns out that the GM was an old friend of mine, Grant de Rose. So we met in the bar pretty much within 15 minutes of chatting to Ron, and it all happened there. Grant invited us on to come and show the guys how to do a little sequence and catch a bass and a carp, and it's been a fantastic experience to date, and we look forward to a long relationship with Mount Edgecombe. They're on our doorstep with us, with our store at Gateway. And we guys can keep your eyes out, and down the line you'll see a FreeSpool Mount Edgecombe golf challenge coming up early in the new year, so we'll keep you guys posted on that.
We spent the day scouting the dams around the Mount Edgecombe estate golf courses. We've had a lot of feedback from people that live here saying there's a lot of bass, a lot of carp, so we had to come and see it for ourselves. We've spent a good part of the day here today, and we were quite surprised with the amount of bass that's in the dams around here. And I'll tell you what, for the guys who live in the States and are fortunate enough to fish the places every afternoon, I wish I had it on my doorstep.
as you guys have seen, the weather wasn't the best out there. We agreed to do with Gulf Force Westerlies for whilst we were scouting. Made the golf a little bit challenging for Grant and I, trying to get it closest to the pin. And likewise with trying to throw a fluke and a crank. But it was a great afternoon out scouting, and I look forward to seeing what Mark, Sean and Peter can produce when they come back and get stuck into a carp and a bass.
Okay, this afternoon we've come with Peter and Iman here to the Mount Edgecombe Golf Estate, just outside of Mfunga Rocks. And Peter's a carp specialist, and he's going to teach Wes, Sean and I a couple of tricks and go through all the tackle and how to rig up and get set for carp. And hopefully while we're here we can catch 1 or 2 specimens. So I'm going to hand it over to Peter, and he's going to go through those techniques and teach us, and then we're going to put some rods out and hopefully get a few bites later.
Okay, we're here at Mount Edgecombe now, and what we're going to do is, this is something that's very new to us saltwater anglers. So we're going to go through it step by step as we learn from Peter, and hopefully you can learn as much as we do.
Okay, all I've got here now at the moment is Coniflex boilies. I'm breaking a couple of them up to make a feeding spot, just to see if we can get some fish into the swim. And if there's any fish activity in front of us, I'll throw some in the margins whenever I get to a new place, leave it there for a while, and walk around every now and then and see if anything's picked it up. If something has picked it up, I know we've got activity, and I'll definitely put a line out close to the margins.
Alright, Peter's put something pretty interesting looking together here. What is it, Pete?
Okay, what we've got on this is PVA mesh. Inside the mesh we've got some supercast feed. The mesh will dissolve in the water depending on the temperature of the water, as mentioned earlier. And this red stuff that we got on here is the Corda Goo raspberry plume. Been very, very effective, taking the UK by storm at the moment. Every single article you open will have Corda Goo in it. I've been asked to try it, and we'll see what the results are.
Cool. Let's. Can I put this on my toast for breakfast in the morning?
If you want a nice different coloured mouth, sure.
Okay, we've managed to get all the baits out for the carp. So I'm just having a little bit of a walk along the side of the dam just to see it, and just throwing a spinnerbait to see if there's any bass here. We've heard there's a few. So something just to cover a bit of area as I'm walking along, and hopefully get a bite while we're doing it. There we go, right at my feet, just throwing a spinnerbait. Came past the structure here on the point, and I got a fish on here. Don't quite know how I'm going to get it up. Got it. Hey! Hello. There we go. There's a nice little fish that jumped on the spinnerbait. So we decided we've got all the carp rods out, so we're going to try and get something different, and we've got a bass. It's a bit of fun. Get it back in there. Did you catch it? Look at that structure there. What I like to use when I'm throwing a spinnerbait is a Crucial spinnerbait rod. It's a 6'10", medium heavy action, and paired up with a Curado 200 G7 with 15-pound maxima. Should do the trick. You can see there we had to lift that fish up a little bit of a distance, and there was no problem at all. So I check my knots, carry on going.
Right, well, we got those carp baits out, just playing around with the bass. We know there's a few bass around, and I've gone with this Crucial and the Chronarch that Wes always uses. Also using that Kamikaze deep stick. Seems to work.
1, 2, waiter! There we go. Not let him touch the ground too much. Obviously, you don't want to hurt his skin too much, so I grabbed him there quickly. He ate that spinnerbait right. Well, can't say at my feet because my feet are a little bit higher off the water than should be, but he ate it hard. Looked like there's more than one there.
Where's your gun spinnerbait?
No, I had a pull as well.
I lost it right here. What have you got?
It's the back. What size?
Where's I not just playing on this damn wall?
I got a little guy.
There you go. Come and got some best hook in the corner. Small guy. Let's get him back.
See, Peter's putting it as close to the structure as he possibly can. Obviously the overhanging trees, it seems to like it a lot. So hopefully we can get a fish to come across there, cruise along there, or working that little area there, and he picks up the bit of bait that we've put out there. We get a bite.
I've thrown a marker float out. What the marker float will tell me is exactly the depth of the water I'm fishing in. What I'll do is I'll mark off the depth that we're fishing in. I'm trying to find structure that's quite firm. I'm looking for gravel patches, hard areas, a bit of rock even. I'll fish over it. It's exactly the same as this pathway that you're walking on. The reason why it's gravel here and there's path here is because everybody travels on it, and fish is exactly the same. You're looking for where they're feeding, in what they're feeding. Normally your gravel will give it away amongst silt. Obviously they find bloodworm or something from the bottom. They'll physically eat the bloodworm and clear the area. And you're looking for those hard, clear areas, and you fish around that.
As Peter was saying earlier, he's put out a marker now. The first spot that he stopped at is 3 meters deep, and what we're going to do is he's going to wind it in gradually, and as we come across, so he's going to wind it in 2-3 meters, wind it down, and then count how deep it is. It's just working at the contours of the bottom, trying to find a hole or harder patches where the fish are going to be holding on there. So we're going to do that right across here now, and see if we can find a spot that seems to be a little bit more fishy than the other spots.
What happens is on your drop off and your shelves, as the wind blows, it'll blow all your food. It'll obviously roll down into the trough, and you want to fish in that trough to pick up any fish. It's a natural feeding pattern and environment for them.
Can I just scoop it like this?
Yeah. Okay, so this is our first cast. Take everything in it. You just hold it like that, then I'll do everything properly. We eventually got our first one after many scoopers taking all the bait off. It's not very big. Probably about a kilo, just almost a kilo. The most important thing when handling a fish, alright, is to have wet hands. I've got a bucket of water close by. I'm going to close this so that it doesn't flap around. Oh, thank you. I've wet my hooking mat. It's been in the sun the whole time, so the fish doesn't get injured. Not the biggest, but very, very, very welcome. After all the time we've been waiting to get a fish and carpet troubling us. There we go. The first fish we've caught from Mount Edgecombe, probably about 800 grams. I don't think much bigger than that. But when you're fishing an unknown venue like this, my strategy is always start small baits, small hooks, and then start scaling yourself up. So if they start hassling you, go to bigger baits, start putting bigger hooks on and trying to fish for what's in the dam. It's no use fishing with 20mm baits or clusters and there's only small fish like this. So yeah, our first fish, get him back into the water safely. That's the best part of fishing. Any specimen is catch and release. Give somebody else a chance to catch a fish also. That's all we practice, is safety of fish, catch and release, and only thing we leave behind is our footprints.
Under the trees. Huh? Bass. Yeah. How are we going to pull him up? The hook's just in there. No, the hook just fell out.
Well done.
Shot. There's a Mount Edgecombe bass. Probably about 1 kilo. I wish I had this on my doorstep. Put him back through the house.
Right, this is the quarter method feeder.
Okay, cool.
If you'll notice, it's actually got it's got 3 fins, and 2 of the fins are weighted. It's sort of lead around the plastic coating. So every single time you throw it in, because it's heavy on these 2 fins, it'll always sit this way up. A lot of people would like to put their feed inside their hook bait on the feed, and they put it on top. For the feed, I'm just using Supercast. I've got tigers in here, I've got hemp, and I've got some maize. So all you do is you push it onto the method feeder. You just shape it around. Okay. And then every single time you throw it in, it'll always fall towards the heavier side of the method feeder. Brilliant, brilliant innovation from Corda.
Should I lift him?
Not a bad one.
Yeah, he's got a tiddler. He's about to fall off.
Okay, we've just had a take on my 1 rod. The fish took us straight into the reeds. Unfortunately, it got stuck. We managed to get the hook link out and the trace without any damage to the fish or leaving anything in the water. So what I'm going to do is I've just had a take. It's been dynamite boilies, the peach and maple. Alright, all I'm going to do now is take a couple of boilies. I've rebaited. I'm just going to shoot some into the water over my hook link in the area I'm fishing, and hope we can entice a fish for another bite. The sun's starting to go down. Let's hope we can get another one on before the sun goes down.
Alright, the carp fishing's been pretty slow, but as the afternoon draws on, it gets a little bit warmer in the late afternoon. We're going to change over and target the bass. Should get a couple of good bites this afternoon. So we're just going with some soft plastics, going with my favorite little Dawa Laguna setup. Hopefully we can get a couple little slabs before the sunset, so we're going to carry on. That's a big fish. It's a beast. That's like a... Where's he? That is a beast.
You get a dive on it.
This thing fish like slap. There you go, don't get one up.
Hello.
guy just threw that horny toad. My little frog setup. My favourite frog setup is this Celis 7'2" and the Sitica 200s E7. There's a proper fish.
You deployed your cat.
Oh. What do you reckon? 2.4?
2.5.
Nice chunk, eh?
Well done.
Okay. It's now 22:06. About to end off the session. I was busy reeling in the other rods and this one took off. It's an imitation maize. It's the Corda Banoffee imitation maize floating, and I've got it on a wide long shank Corda size 8 hook. Let's see. Here we go. Well, that's obviously the common size here, because it's the second one we caught today about the same size.
Muy much.
Thank you. What a way to end the day, eh?
Perfect.
Let's see the hook hold. Okay, well, everything it did what it was meant to. You see the sinker came loose. All right. Solid bottom of the lip, in the middle. There we go. Corda size 8, Banoffee imitation maize. That's it. Thank you. Good way to end. Let's release him and we can pack up. There we go, safely back into its environment. Bit difficult where we are because of the steep drop off in front of us, but we released him in the net, no harm, and he went away safely. Guys, what a great way to end the day, and I'd just like to thank Mount Edgecombe for giving us their facilities, Mark for arranging everything for us, and guys, it's the beginning. We will definitely venture onto bigger dams, target a lot bigger specimen, and let's see what we can bring out in future.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you very, very much, Mark.
Yeah. See, we had some fun. We learned a lot about our introduction to carp fishing. Obviously, we don't know very much. Pete knows a lot. So,
well, listen, with all the Kerper today, I tell you what, we had about 30-40 takes easily, all Kerper. A couple took us, broke us off, but next time we'll get the better of it.
Yeah, we had some fun with the bass. And next time I think we'll probably head up to somewhere like Shongweni and spend a couple of days there and put some of what we learned to practice. So thanks very much.
Thank you very, very much. Thanks a lot.